everybody. It has been forever. Welcome back to my channel. Tammy Talks here. We're here to talk Married at First Sight. This is season 14, Boston, episode 12, settling in or just settling. Let's get right to the mess of it all. I don't know who to start with because Lindsay really got on my nerves. And then surprisingly, Noy had me up to here with anger. Let's start with Stephen Noy. Childish. If you're brand new to my channel, I do breakdowns of various TV shows, both scripted and reality, interjecting my own thoughts, opinions, and theories into each and every recap. So, if you enjoy that type of content, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Every single Wednesday, I do 5 dedicated videos to Married at First Sight, one for each couple that is shown on the show. I have had some people ask me if I'm going to recap Married at First Sight Australia. That's a whole lot of TV to watch on a Wednesday night and then do videos for. So I am going to watch the show, but recaps for Australia will more than likely not be posted until Thursday, if that's cool with y'all. So, if you have not already subscribed to the channel, thumbs up the video if you enjoy it, and then hop into the comment section and let's talk about Stephen Noy, because I feel like a broken record at this point. I feel like I am repeating myself every single week when we talk about Steve. But let's go ahead and get into it. Steve is laid up in the bed with Sushi. I like the compromise of Sushi being at the bottom of the bed, at the foot of the bed. That's perfectly fine. You don't need to be right up under in the crook of your neck, Noy. So that's fine. Great compromise there. Noy has some shade about how, oh, they get to lay around and sleep and I have to go to work. We know Steve don't work. Steve don't want to work. So Steve is out shooting the football around, hanging out at the beach with Mark, both of the unemployeds. So Steve said that he has savings and contributes 3 to 4 times more than her right now. So he said, while financially that is not an issue right now because of what is in his savings account, it might be an issue in the future. Okay? So I hope everybody heard that. Did y'all all hear that? Did y'all all hear that? While it's not an issue now, where they're staying in an apartment that Married at First Sight is providing and paying for, while they are going on dates that Married at First Sight and Lifetime are paying for, while the little trips that they're doing, Married at First Sight is providing and paying for. Right now, his financial situation is not an issue. However, in the future, okay, in the future, which means when the lights go down and the cameras are off, in the future, he could see how that would be an issue. He could see. So I want everybody. I feel like this should be my last time saying this, but let's break it down one more time for those of you that are sitting around acting like y'all don't understand why there's a problem that Steve does not work. It's J-Dub. This is for you. Any responsible adult, okay? Any responsible adult that has a savings account is not blowing through that savings simply because they do not want to work. That is not what a savings account is designed to be. A savings account is not designed to be for if I just wake up and decide as of April 1st, I don't want to work at my job anymore. I don't want to do it. I want to have a hot girl summer, right? I want to get a start in spring and just chill. I don't want to do anything for the rest of 2022. So my savings is enough to cover my rent and my car payment. And what else do we have? Car insurance and my internet and my cable and my renter's insurance and all these other things, and then have enough to go grocery shopping every week, and then, maybe, splurge and eat out once a month, and then my Netflix subscription and my Hulu and my cell phone bill and my iced coffee habit. I got to be able to do all of that to keep the lights on. I'm going to use my savings for all of that because that can carry me through the end of the year. What happens January 1st? It is baffling to me why Steve always equates that to her not trusting him. Steve, no the hell she does not trust you. She don't know you. She does not know you. So my whole thing is, Steve said that him working, all right, Steve said that if he were to get a job and if he were to start working full time, part time, whatever, just have doing something between 8 and 4, Monday through Friday, if he were to get a job, that is going to hinder him from dreaming of the life and the future they can create together. Steve, if you don't stop this bullshit, that don't make no sense. And I hope everybody that is on Steve's side, y'all feel like damn fools right now. That's why he want to sit his ass at home, because he wants to. It's not because Steve is at home building an app. It's not because Steve has this great idea and he wants to be self-employed and create this website or create this business or create, he's trying to save up to buy a semi-truck like everybody's doing nowadays. It's not because Steve is working to do something like that. He wants to sit at home on his ass so he can think about the life they can create together. Steve, if you don't get out of my face with this bullshit, that is stupid. I'm sorry, but that is stupid. If that's what you want to do as a single man, is sit at home on your couch and think about what you might want to do in the next 2 to 3 years, that is something that you do on your own time and with your own money. You don't do that now that you are legally married to somebody else. That is not something that you come into a marriage with and blindside your wife. And for those of y'all that don't understand that, I am baffled. Do y'all not work? Like, let's be honest about this. Everybody that is saying, well, I would love to date Steve, would you? You really want this man laid up in your house and he's not doing a damn thing? He just doesn't want to work? Meanwhile, he's blowing through savings? Blowing through his savings. Let's say that they stay married, they buy a house, okay? Noy is working, right? So they're a one salary house. So let's say all of a sudden the water heater goes out. Does Steve have the money to pay for it? No, we have to use Noy's money, right? So let's say next thing you know, Noy's car breaks down. We need 4 tires. They're in Boston. Let's say she needs 4 tires. Those of us that live in weathered states like that know that you need to have a all-weather tire, a year-round tire. There are some people that really go the extra step and buy a snow tire. Do you have the money to do that? My dad always taught me, you can't just buy one tire. And I've tried. My dad always tells me you cannot just buy one tire. I had a Jeep. I had a tire pop one day while I was driving. Blowout. He made me buy 2 tires. Tires for my Jeep Liberty at that time were $149 a piece. Now, that doesn't seem like a lot, but you're buying 2. So now you're up to $300. $150. You have to pay to get them balanced. You have to pay to get them mounted. There's tax. There's labor. So now you're looking at close to maybe $500. Does Steve have that where he can just keep shelling it out? Stop playing, y'all. Stop it. The fact that Steve really just wants to sit at home and do nothing but dream about the life that they could possibly have is stupid. And y'all know it is. But for whatever reason, and I want to say it's because Noy had all them damn Party City wigs on, that's why y'all are just gung-ho on Steve's part. Now, y'all are saying that people are giving Jasmine a pretty privilege. Y'all are giving Steve privilege because he's fine. Steve is good looking. He's handsome. He's attractive. So that's why y'all are, being okay with it. Y'all are stereotyping Steve. Steve is of Asian descent. So you guys are automatically assuming, well, he's Asian. You can go ahead and get him another job. That's what y'all are doing. Stop it, y'all. Steve then said he wants to know if Noy wants him to get a job so that they can buy a house, or she just wants nice things. Can she not have nice things? I like nice things. I like having nice things in my house. I like having a car that's 1 year old. I like having nice things. I like having my iPad. I was ecstatic when I was able to go out and buy my new laptop. I buy Jordans. I buy heels. I like to buy nice clothes. He made it seem as if it was like if she just wants nice things. She wants hot water. She wants heat. That's how he's acting about this. This is stupid, y'all. Steve also likes to make it seem as if Noi is expecting so damn much from him. He feels like he's having to just give up a piece of himself. Here's the thing, Steve. If you don't want to work, that's fine. That's fine. But you cannot expect this stranger that you just married 30 days ago to be okay with the fact that you truly just don't want to work. And instead of you just being real about it and saying, you know what, Noi, let me just be real with you. I just don't want to work. I don't want to work. I'm able to get money when I need to get money. My bills are paid. This is my savings account. This is how I budget and I distribute my money. And that's what it is. When I get below this certain amount of money in my account, I go out and I get another job. I freelance somewhere, or he probably takes like contract work. Maybe he works through like a temp agency or something. I don't know. But he goes and he gets this work and he says, you know what? I work for 6 months. After that 6 months, then I get my money to where I want it. Then I reposition my budget and then I'm done with it. But Steve, you trying to make it seem as if you want to have time to sit at home and dream. You better daydream your ass on break like the rest of us. Y'all know how many times I sit up in front of my computer, in front of these three monitors, and just be daydreaming? You can do that while working. Stop it. I'm sick of hearing about this conversation too. I'm sick of people acting like it's crazy that we expect Steve to work. Stop acting like it's crazy that Noi expects Steve to work. So then Steve and Noi take sushi out. Okay, it's a Saturday morning. They take sushi out, and Noi says that she feels that doing things. I'm sorry, Steve feels that he's doing more around the house than she is. So they get back upstairs, and Noi is kind of bossing him around the kitchen. All right, why don't you plate the food? Could you hand me a fork? Could you pour the juice? Like, she's kind of doing it that way. And I think the bigger issue with this is that Noi is rude about it. We don't really hear Noi saying thank you to Steve. We don't really hear Noi saying please, right? So Steve is like, so what are we gonna do today? Noi said, well, we need to do some cleaning. Noi said that the closets need to be clean, and then she mentioned the bathrooms. Steve said, okay, cool. So you want to split a bathroom? Or which one do you want to do? Noi said, I was going to do my clothes. I said, your clothes. But you want, okay. So me and Steve had the same look in our face. No, you fucking lying. No. So Steve was like, okay, so you're going to do one bathroom. Why don't we kind of split it? Noi said no. She don't like cleaning the bathrooms. No one does. No one likes cleaning bathrooms. Literally no one does. So I don't understand why people like to say that. You don't have to tell us. No one does. But you know what happens if I don't go in there and clean my bathroom? It don't get cleaned. So I don't understand Noi. I don't get her. She's childish. She's immature. Noi should not have been on this show. She should not have signed up. She's not ready to be married. So Steve tells her, well, if I do the bathrooms, then how about you gonna have to do, you take over the responsibility of Sushi, who he likes to mention is not baggage that he brought into the marriage. Noi says, well, I can't do that during the day. I'm at work. Girl, you get a break. You get a break. You can take because my whole thing is, what were you doing before you got married to Steve? Was Sushi taking himself out? So Steve said, well, look, this is what we gonna do. We are going to split these, and if I'm going to do this, you're going to do all of that. Noi kind of gets mad, and she said that she feels like Steve should do everything because she's working. On one hand, during the day, yes, Steve can tidy up and stuff like that, but that doesn't mean that he is your butler, Noi, either. So if you want Steve to, like, during the day, yeah, he could be doing stuff. Steve can go downstairs and get the mail. Steve can run the errands during the day. Um, Steve can do stuff like that. But as far as like cooking together and stuff, that's something that y'all can be taking turns doing because a lot of people get off work and then they cook. My mom had two kids. There were two of us. She worked first shift in corporate America. She came home, picked up two children, and you know what she did? She cooked. Why? Because my dad was then at work in the my dad was at work in the evenings. He worked second shift. Even when my dad then worked first shift, some years I remember him working first shift. As we got older, um, that doesn't mean that my mom always came home right away and she's the only one that did the cooking. You know what I mean? Like there has to be a balance here. So he said then we can split everything. Noy said he can kiss her ass. Those are fighting words. Those are fighting words. I cannot believe Noy said that. That just shows another level of to me that's another level of Noy's immaturity, right? So next we get a scene of them sitting on the couch together. And they're talking and Noy tells Steve that she doesn't want to move in together after decision day now. She's not comfortable combining their lives, and she does not see the need to rush for them to live together. Steve said, "We are married." That's the next natural progression. I want Noy to be real about this. You don't want to combine your finances with him. You don't want to combine your finances. And Steve has said in his confessional that, Noy is concerned about me not having a job. I'm concerned about Noy not doing anything around the house. That's a real concern that Steve has as well. They're both annoying. They're both just not emotionally mature enough to be in a marriage. Neither one of them. So Noy said that she just don't even want to deal with it. Girl, you don't want to deal with what? What is going on? I am sick of Noy. I am sick of noise. It's like every episode, these people show us very, very clearly why they are single and why they had to sign up to get married at Married at First Sight because nobody want their crazy asses after dating them for a couple weeks. So Steve don't know what to do. He is floored and he's confused. Noy is being childish, but see, this is what we have seen from Noy too, where Noy just does not know how to express herself. There's nothing worse than an adult that cannot have an open adult conversation and express themselves efficiently and clearly. This is ridiculous. Noy goes to meet with Sriracha. Y'all know that Sriracha is her sister. Sriracha is her brother's Michael alter ego. Sriracha showed up. Sriracha is not for the games. Sriracha is not in the mood to play. Sriracha was getting everybody together. Sriracha was getting Noy together, whether Noy realized it or not. Noy said the relationship is mostly good. She said that Steve told her that he loved her already. Sriracha said, really? After 4 weeks? Noy conveniently left out that she said it after 3 days. But, semantics Noy, I guess. Noy said, well, after a month on Married at First Sight life, it's like years. Sriracha wasn't going. Sriracha wasn't going. Noy talks about how how Steve wants her to do more around the house. And she said that he always talks about how him cooking and cleaning are things that he's doing for both of them, and her working is something she's doing for herself. Technically, that's true. He is cooking and cleaning for both of y'all. He's not just cooking himself a meal and then cleaning up after himself. He's cleaning up after you. He's cooking for you. He's setting the table. If I'm cooking dinner, you should be washing dishes. If you're cooking dinner, I should be washing the dishes and helping you clean up afterwards. Steve is doing it all. Noy conveniently leaves out how she's not doing any of that and then just talks about how he always talks about what more I could be doing. Well, Noy, you can be. You could be doing more. From what we're seeing, you absolutely could be doing more. So Sriracha said, well, then Steve needs to get a job, not for Noy, but just for himself. I agree. You should not be working just because somebody else is telling you you should. You should be working because you want to have your own money and you want to be financially independent and financially stable within yourself in case something happens. Let's say Noe, God forbid, knock on wood if it's any near you. Let's say that Noe passes away like right after they get married. You don't have a job, Steve. You don't have income. So Sriracha is asking Noi with like what are you gonna do? Noi comes out and says she does not feel comfortable combining their finances. Tell Steve that. I mean, is Massachusetts a community property state? They might already be combined, whether you like it or not. But like, just because you get married doesn't mean you have to have a joint checking account, Noi. So you can, I mean, y'all can still be married and have very separate finances. That's when y'all really gonna see what this budget do. So Sriracha was like, "What are you gonna do, Noy? What are you gonna do, Noy? You would never date somebody that's like this, anyways." Because Sriracha knows that Noy is really only sticking around with Steve and even tolerating this because she thinks he's good looking. She thinks Steve is attractive. That's the only reason that she is putting up with a lot of this. Under ordinary circumstances, she absolutely would not be. So she gets mad. I don't know, Michael. Don't call your brother by his name. He is Sriracha right now. Steve talks to his sister in law, tells her that Noy does not want to live together right now. And after they had that long conversation about the social media post, you know what Noy did? She put up another one. Noy put up another post, a lovely background, okay, with the font that or text that says, "The moment you start to wonder if you deserve better, you do." See, I know Steve was sitting at home like, I know you fucking lying. He asked her, was it about her? Was it about him? She said no. He said, I don't believe her. I don't believe her. I don't believe her either, Steve. You know that was about you. If you have to ask, then yes, it was about you. So his sister-in-law is like, this is just how Noi um this is basically just how Noi does. You know, she recluses from into herself. She needs space. Sometimes she's going to verbally tell you, sometimes she's going to push you away. Either way, you know what you need to do. You know what questions you need to ask. You know what conversations that you two need to have to kind of figure this out. Here's the thing. Noi, if you want Steve to have a job, demand that Steve has a job, and then if he does not want to do that, then you need to turn and walk away. Steve, tell Noi that you do not want to have a job. You don't want to. You don't want to work. You just don't want to. Noi mentioned to Sriracha that Steve is like waiting for her to come up with a plan on how their finances and stuff are going to work. She feels that she shouldn't have to push him to get a job and push him to come up with some type of financial plan. You shouldn't have to. And if you are having that big of an issue, money is a huge issue to have, then y'all don't need to be together. You just don't. You can go find you another finance man out there that has what? A job. That's it's very simple, y'all. Very simple. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments. Subscribe if you have not already. Thumbs up the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one.